Hey, what's up YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. I just want to make a quick video to show off this awesome smartwatch contraption I came up with. And this is actually an idea that I came up with back in 2019. And if you follow any of my social medias at all, you'd know that I'm pretty heavily involved in cosplay and body armor, and both of those things are something that's very prone to overheating. And I wanted to come up with a solution or something wearable that you could wear underneath a big costume that would help you keep you cool while you're wandering around a comic book convention or anywhere where you're worried about getting too hot. But I kind of kept messing with the idea and kind of kept coming back to it, and I've actually made several different prototypes and different casings for all this electronics, but I've added other features, like now it both has a heating and a cooling mode. It also has a flashlight, and it also has a built-in little laser pointer. And I'm also going to be incorporating a ESP32 module with a camera and a small little LCD screen to make it into a fully functional smartwatch. So let's take a look and show you how it works. And I am going to continue to keep working with this project before I make an official tutorial or release any of these parts or release any of these files, but I hope you still find this video useful. So definitely hit that subscribe button if you're interested in this project or any of my other projects. I'll be doing a lot more updates in the coming weeks. This video will mostly be focused on the temperature control side of this project, and the part 2 video will be where I go over the smartwatch and other electronics. But as you can see, you can change from heating to cooling at the flick of a switch, along with controlling all the other added features to this little device. I really just wanted to add as many cool features as I could think of to this project, so I really just kind of dug through my parts drawer and added every module I could find that would be somewhat useful or just plain cool in this application. But the cooling feature operates using a Thermoelectric or Peltier module that is similar to what you'd find in a computer water cooling system or just a computer processor cooler. This one just runs off of 5 volts. And how a Peltier module works is that when a current is passed through it, one side of the plate will get hot while the other side gets cold. It's not truly getting hotter or colder, it's more just moving the temperature to one side or the other. So we need to add a heatsink and a fan to compensate. But then when you switch the polarities, it'll get cold on one side and hot on the other and vice versa. So all we need to do is add a 3-way switch to switch the voltage, and that will switch it from hot to cold. So let's just run a quick test to show you all how this little device here works. It's actually record-breaking heat here in Portland today. It's about 110 degrees out, so even with the AC, it's still like 80 degrees in this room. So let's try the cooling mode first. And I'm just going to speed up this footage ever so slightly, just so we're not sitting here waiting and watching this thermometer count down. So you can see, even sped up to 5 times speed, it cools down extremely quickly. The total time of this test was about 1 minute and 30 seconds, but it still cooled down to just under 60 degrees Fahrenheit, meaning it was able to cool down about 20 degrees Fahrenheit in 1 minute and 30 seconds, which I think is pretty good for what it is. So now let's try the heating mode. So as you can see by this test, the device is extremely effective at both heating and cooling. It does heat a little bit better than it cools, which is why I thought it would be a good idea to make the device adjustable. Which I would like to point out, I had to make the voltmeter display just a little bit awkwardly placed. And the reason for that is I do intend on replacing it with some sort of live feedback thermometer to display the exact temperature of the device. But right now the voltmeter just gave a form of live feedback to show you how much voltage is going into the Peltier module. And the reason it's mounted on the back of the wrist like that is just to leave room for the LCD screen to be mounted in the empty space where it would be on a normal wristwatch. Moving on to the power supply, I'm just using a Power Boost 1000 from Adafruit, which these are just a great little module that has your LiPo battery charger along with a USB port for charging your phone, as well as boosting the 3.7 volts from your standard like RC LiPo batteries up to a full 5 volts, which just gives you a little bit more power to run to the Peltier module to get a bit more effectiveness out of it. I really like to incorporate clear components in a lot of my designs, just so you can see all the wiring and electronics on the inside. I just think it gives it kind of cool sci-fi, cyberpunk kind of look to it. So I used my resin 3D printer to create this little top cover for it where you could see everything, and later realized that I hadn't actually included quite enough space for the little butt converter to fit on top and still access the potentiometer to adjust the temperature. So I went back and designed a second one. So to explain a little bit more how this device works, there's a small metal plate on the inside, and this is the part that makes contact with your skin. You really can place it on any part of your body. I'm using the innermost side of my wrist, just because that's where the skin is most sensitive. And that's kind of where I started nicknaming this device a blood cooler. It's not actually cooling your blood, but it kind of feels like wearing some kind of wearable ice pack. And then just this one final touch, just to make it look a little bit nicer, since we're using that clear resin, I added an indicator LED that shows whether it's in hot or cold mode. So that's all for now, guys, but as always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'll have a lot more updates on this project and all my other videos coming real soon.